All right, so I'm going to react to this trailer because supposedly, well, not supposedly, this is literally what's happening, is Palworld, Pocket Pair, is making a Palworld spin-off game. And all I know from what I've heard and why I'm supposed to be reacting to this, apparently, is that this is another game that basically is very similar to another Nintendo game. It's like they're not even trying to hide it, and it's hilarious, honestly. If what I heard is actually true, which I assume so because I saw the thumbnail. But anyways, we'll react, and then I'll talk about it with how I feel about it. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing what this is. All right, what do we got here? Oh my gosh, right away. The text bubble. Very familiar to a Nintendo game, isn't it? I gotta pay off my debt quick! They're not hiding it! Stardew? Pal Farm, yeah, okay, so... it looks very good. I don't know if this is what it's gonna look like, you know, in the end. I mean, Palworld looked very different from its initial trailer too, but... Oh my gosh, you got the flower shop, a blacksmith. They're going fishing. A piano. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. My goodness, this game is quite familiar of a couple games, but one specific Nintendo title. Okay, I don't think you should get the murderous bunny. Exactly my point. Okay, there's the dark stuff of Palworld's world right there. Okay, I was like, wow, this is very whimsical and happy. And then they got to that part. Oh, I don't think you would want to go next to that at the end of the altar there. Oh, there's Derpy. I'm fishing. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, there's the catching. All right, I'm just gonna have it like on loop in the background while I give my thoughts on this. But okay, so right off the bat, yeah, the rumors were true. What I was told is that this is looking very close to Animal Crossing. Very close, but not 100%. It looks like it's taking a lot of inspiration of like games like Stardew Valley, where clearly you're making a farm. It's not just you have villagers and that's it. It is actually quite interesting to see that the pals are talking to you. And I'm seeing a new pal right there. Very concerned about that pal way over there to the left. Very familiar to another character from Animal Crossing. And I just, they are really just really not hiding it with this one. And I mean, honestly, I may say that, oh yeah, this is like Animal Crossing, when it's really not. Like, you can't be like, oh, the text bubble is just enough. But like that is one of the main reasons why I've thought the whole patent thing was ridiculous with Palworld to begin with Nintendo, because Palworld and Pokemon are very different games if you actually play it. If you are somebody that hasn't played it and you've just seen like the trailers or you've seen the pals, you would simply just go, okay, yeah, they're just trying to copy Pokemon and that's it. When for the most part, a lot of stuff is just parody. And not only that, but a lot of the designs are unique. It's just that they do share some similarities, that's for sure. But I think that a lot of people, including myself, are just really exhausted with Nintendo and how they treat just their community, the games, just like how they've been doing lately. And competition is always very good. It's a very healthy way of ensuring that the consumer gets the best. And with Palworld, that was what everyone was hoping for, was that it was going to be healthy competition, but then Nintendo did what they were doing with the patents. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just not something that you should be like all for Nintendo. Now, granted though, if it was a copyright fight, then sure, but I feel like they would have not have been able to win that one because yeah, again, like parody and all that stuff or whatever. I don't know how their laws are over there, but it's just they're not one-to-one Palworld and Pokemon. But in this scenario, if they really try and go after Pocket Pair with this game, that's like the nail in the coffin on like, okay, come on, really Nintendo? So like let's not do that, Nintendo. All right, let's focus your own video games. Let's do that. And make all your games better through, you know, polish and so on. I don't know how Pokemon ZA will turn out in the end. Obviously, I've seen the trailers and stuff, and I've shared my concerns as well. I've uploaded a video if you wish to know my thoughts on that. I basically just talked about how I don't like that it's almost completely stepping away from the Legends Arceus formula, and it's just battling. And I mean, the battling looks fun, but it's not what I wanted for a Pokemon Legends title. Like, if it was a mainline Pokemon game outside of Legends, then sure, but this is a Legends game, so yeah. Anyways, I go into more detail on my thoughts in that video, but I would be lying if I were to say that I'm not excited about this game, because I did enjoy Stardew Valley. I do enjoy Animal Crossing, and I do like Palworld. So this is really ticking a lot of those boxes. And you know, just a cozy game. I'm curious if they're going to do anything on, because they don't show it here, if there's going to be combat of any sorts. I don't know if they're aiming to do that. Like, I know that people will be like, well, Animal Crossing didn't have that. No, there's no combat. Yeah, but Stardew did. I saw that. Yeah. You have the blacksmith. You go in the mines. They show gameplay of you going in the mines. It could just be full-on cozy game and there's no threats. But I'd be very curious if they decide to have some kind of combat gameplay on top of this, because it's Palworld. It's Palworld. I don't know what. I'm not saying that we have, like, you know, assault rifles or anything like that, or we're using the chainsaw right there to. Yeah. But, I mean, he's got a gun. You know, and he's playing a very fun game there. But, like, Stardew, you would go in the mines. You have, like, the sword. You have the little, like, slime enemies and stuff like that. So, I'd be curious if they would go to at least, like, that level for combat. Like, where if you do want to go into the mines to get, like, the ores or any rare stuff, you would have to deal with combat or something. I don't know. The one thing though is this is looking really good, but I can clearly tell that this is, I mean, who knows? I could be completely wrong, but this is looking more like those trailers where just like the original Palworld, which granted though that original trailer was running on Unity. So obviously the game that we got in the end was completely changed because they had to switch to Unreal. But with this game, I'm curious if it will stay looking like this. Like, maybe a little bit different, but pretty much like that. Because this looks beautiful. A little too beautiful. Like, where it's like, this is not real. This is not a real game. Now, the big question is Nintendo going to allow this game on their platform? To this day, it is quite hilarious that they just refuse to, you know, associate with Pocket Pair at all at this point. But listen, I hope that the whole lawsuit just stops. this patent thing, because like again, I'm not saying that, you know, Nintendo has no right to try and protect their license, you know, their IPs or whatever, but patents are ridiculous. I go in major detail on why they're ridiculous in a previous video as well, but like, it just would be, you know, come on, Nintendo, just let Palworld be on your platform, okay? You know, it's a win-win, sort of. And you got your Pokemon, okay? And you continue to do that. Like the Pokemon's still gonna sell like crazy. There's no way it wouldn't. But Palworld is definitely like the answer for a lot of us that are, you know, that grew up with Pokemon but want something new, something different, something fresh, something that doesn't, that just kind of changes things for like what we've been used to with Pokemon into the ways of how we dreamed a Pokemon game would be. And Palworld was close to it. You know, obviously with guns as well, it's just hilarious, but I'm not saying Pokemon needs that. But yeah, I'm curious on if it's like, because you could see like there's like a town and stuff. I would assume that you start with like, maybe the farm is like the Stardew thing, where you can, you know, decorate your farm and such, and then you have the town with all the different characters as well. That's where I'm like curious, are we going to be able to customize our entire village or whatever, or is this going to be one of those situations like Stardew where it's mainly your farm and that's like the main focus, and then outside of that it's you know, talking with the characters and exploring to the mines and whatever. But I mean, they're showing a beach, they're showing a big town. Like, it definitely looks like it's very expansive, but until we see actual gameplay full on, like, this is just a trailer, and it looks like this is something that's just started to get worked on. So a lot of these things are, you know, they could change, but this is awesome. This is actually awesome. I find it hilarious though that they decided to make a spin-off game in the Palworld universe, and it's very close to it's more close to Stardew, but they definitely are doing stuff like Animal Crossing stuff, especially the text bubble. The text bubble is like a blatant, yeah, you could clearly tell what they were trying to do with this one. Like, they're poking the bear. In this case, they're poking Nintendo. They're like, hey, you gonna do something about that? Because you can't. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'll play it. I like those cozy games, but I'm more into Stardew than Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing I do like, but I do like the Stardew having like the combat, the more expansive place to it, like just something about it. But regardless, yeah. Let me know in the comments down below, like, what you think about this game. Like, do you think this is good? Do you think that this would be a game that you would want to play, or meh? Just let me know in the comments down below. But regardless, thank you so much for watching, listening. Hope you have a chibi-tastic day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Chibi out.